This is CBC Nova Scotia News.
Building boost. Nova Scotia unveils plans to almost double the number of new public housing units.
Security slip. A student's lost phone number raises fraud concerns.
And hometown heroes. Crosby, McKinnon, and Marchand shine at the Four Nations face-off.
The messy mix to rain goes back to some flurries on Friday as temperatures drop in some very gusty winds. Your full forecast is coming up.
The Nova Scotia government's capital plan for 2025 was released today. The budget for new builds tops a record $2.35 billion.
And along with millions planned for healthcare sites, schools, and roads, the government also has plans to almost double the number of new public housing units being constructed in the coming years. Michael Gorman reports.
The latest capital plan includes the largest investment in public housing in the province's history. With 7,700 people on the wait list for a spot, the minister responsible for housing says the demand cannot be ignored.
This is about Nova Scotians and ensuring that we can create more opportunities, more spaces for them to call home.
Construction of the 242 new units will cost about $136 million. LeBlanc says locations have yet to be selected. The new units are in addition to 273 announced about 18 months ago. The NDP leader welcomed the news, but says the government must do more to increase the amount of affordable housing being built.
Supply in itself isn't enough. We need to be incentivizing supply with non-market housing providers that is actually affordable to people.
The interim Liberal leader says the news is proof of the need for government intervention.
The government, I always felt, was going to have to at some point make their own investments and get into the business of building housing themselves.
The housing announcement is part of a $2.3 billion capital plan that includes hundreds of millions for things such as new schools, roadwork, and major hospital construction in places such as Halifax and Sydney. With the threat of U.S. tariffs looming, the province's finance minister says construction can be a way to help the economy.
We need better roads, we need better health care, we need better schools, we need more housing. So those are all things to address concerns and huge needs in our province. We're addressing those needs through this capital plan, but the reality is this capital plan itself stimulates our economy and to some degree will insulate us in a small way from potential tariffs as well, because this is generating economic activity within our province.
Lohr also announced today that he'll table his budget on Tuesday. Michael Gorman, CBC News, Halifax.
The number of Nova Scotians on a wait list for a family doctor continues to trend downward. The latest numbers from Nova Scotia Health indicate there are now just over 104,000 people on the Need a Family Practice Registry. That's down from just over 110,000 in early January. The authorities says the drop is a result of ongoing validation work that confirmed people have a provider. The percentage of the population currently on the registry is now at 9.9%.
Yes, a messy commute for many across the province. Snow followed by ice pellets and freezing rain, making for slick driving conditions. Some schools closed or were dismissed early. The freezing rain has also prompted a warning about possible power outages.
And with more on the weather now, here's Ryan Snodden.
Yeah, not so pleasant.
Not a pleasant day, no question, but Friday will be a different non-pleasant day, non-pleasant in a different way. The wind's really going to pick up for Friday. It's going to be a much colder day. Let's walk you through the timeline of all this. So that messy mix tracking through Thursday evening. The change to rain and drizzle will be a brief one. We won't see a whole lot of it, but temperatures will bump up 4, 5, 6 degrees, even 7 degrees through Thursday evening. Then the winds will shift and we'll go back to a west to northwest flow. And by the time we get to 6 a.m. on Friday, we're back below the freezing mark. The winds are gusting 50, 60 kilometers per hour. And so watch for icy conditions after the rain and drizzle overnight. Icing back up Friday morning, and it will then remain very chilly throughout the day. We're looking at those gusts that are going to continue to be 60, 70, could even see some gusts to 80 kilometers per hour for coastal areas, in particular in through the Tri-County area. Onshore flurries and snow squalls developing for Inverness into Victoria counties. And so this is going to be, a very chilly day. Note the temperatures -4 to -6 in the morning and then falling a few degrees into the afternoon. Wind chill values throughout the day into the minus teens. Bundle up. Tom and Amy.
Good advice. Okay, thanks, Ryan.
All right, thanks, Ryan.
Well, an international student in Cape Breton who recently lost her cell phone number is speaking out about the security risks. In her case, Virgin Plus transferred her number to another customer by mistake. The company said there was no information to suggest her information was compromised, but there are wider concerns in the telecoms industry about how criminals can use cell phone transfers to hack into people's accounts. Angela McIver explains.
How often do you use your cell phone number for two-factor authentication? That's when you get a one-time code sent to your device so you can get into a website or access sensitive data. Experts I spoke to say it's best to use an authenticator app and stay away from text messages because they can actually create a security risk.
Hyujin Long learned this the hard way after she suddenly lost access to her cell phone number.
I was really anxious because all my bank information and other accounts information are connected to the phone number.
Turns out her Virgin Plus number was transferred to a Bell customer by a store employee in Halifax. Bell, which owns Virgin Plus, said it was a mistake and Long's experience is not typical. In a statement, the company said it found no evidence to suggest that Miss Long's information was compromised and said it removed her number from the other Bell account on the same afternoon the error happened. Bell apologized for the inconvenience. But even though Long's case was determined to be human error and not fraud, critics say her concerns are valid.
What it highlights to me is the vulnerability of customers' personal information. The electronic SIM card is akin to your personal identity right now. It's used as a basis to authenticate numerous services that people are using through their phones, online banking, websites, etc. It's sensitive information, and it's vulnerable to fraud.
There is a scam Canadian telecom companies have been battling in recent years, commonly known as SIM swapping, and here's how it works. The person committing fraud goes either to a store or calls the company to say they lost their phone and need to transfer their number to a new device. Usually they have enough of the target's personal information to convince the employee. Then, once they get access, they can start hacking into accounts. This cybersecurity expert says depending on the target, it can go beyond banking information.
Anytime your phone number is assigned to somebody else, it doesn't just mean that your phone calls are going to go through somebody else's telephone. It means that all of your communications, your one-time passwords being sent to your device, your communications with your chat groups and your personal networks on social media will also be hijacked.
He says retail stores and call centers are particularly vulnerable to SIM swapping because employees can be manipulated. In response, Bell says it has mechanisms to prevent fraud and error, adding retail employees are provided with all necessary training, regular coaching, and oversight to ensure policies and procedures are followed when accessing customers' accounts. In Long's case, she says she doesn't feel safe attaching her cell phone number to personal accounts until she can be assured her number won't be taken again. Angela McIver, CBC News, New Waterford.
Nova Scotia's police watchdog says it has reasonable grounds to believe an off-duty Halifax police officer committed criminal harassment against a woman known to him. The Serious Incident Response Team says the incidents took place between September and October of 2023. Detective Constable Robert Baird has been charged with 2 counts of criminal harassment. Baird was also previously charged in May of 2024 with committing an assault against a woman known to him. Baird will appear before the Nova Scotia Provincial Court in March.
Halifax's first research aquarium is aiming to open this fall. The Beatty Centre for Marine Biodiversity will be at Dalhousie University's Steele Ocean Sciences Building and will be run by the Discovery Centre. There will be 3 large tanks of different marine ecosystems and 25 live animals. A showpiece will be the 18-meter skeleton of a blue whale that washed up in Nova Scotia. On Thursday, a municipal committee moved along the centre's request for $200,000 a year in operating funds.
The report talked about taking advantage of our ocean. We now see the Cove and the work that's being done, the research that's being done at Dow and other universities, and the impact on climate and the leadership that we're taking on climate change. I just lines up so well, and that's why I really feel that it's worthwhile to take to the next step.
Regional Council will consider asking for a staff report on that request at a later meeting.
Northumberland Ferries and Bay Ferries Limited have a new owner. It's being purchased by the company's own CEO, Mark Wilson. The sale was completed last week. Wilson has been with the company since 2021 and took over as CEO last May. He lives in Halifax but grew up in PEI. Wilson says he's committed to working with both provincial governments to better meet and exceed the expectations customers have for the service. In the last 2 years, the ferry service between Wood Islands and Pictou has had to cancel or delay many crossings because of mechanical issues and bad weather. In 2022, a fire took the Holiday Island out of service. Its replacement, the MV Northumberland, is set to start service in May.
There's a new children's book by a Nova Scotia author that's all about celebrating black boys, and it's making a splash. The book is called Black Boy, and it's just hit stores across the country and is also being sold on Amazon. And in early March, it will be sold in the U.S. at Barnes & Noble bookstores. The CBC's Elizabeth Chu caught up with the author in her hometown, New Glasgow.
I'm with author Angela Bowden here in New Glasgow, and the Afrocentric Heritage Park is behind us. Angela, tell me about why you wrote Black Boy, Black Boy.
Well, I think it was important because there's so many negative stereotypes that are damaging that surround our black boys and our black men. And I find that as the youth grow older, they start to internalize those messages. And I thought it was important to write something that they could ingest that was healthy and something that was more empowering.
What is the book about?
I call it a love letter to the black boy, right? It explores his identity and it explores all of the ways that he can be when he grows up, from athletics to professional, and just gives him back his innocence.
Black boy, do you know where you come from? Do you know what you're made of? Your spirit, your soul, your wisdom, your essence? Do you know the origin of your existence? African, loyalist, maroon, refugee, Caribbean embedded in your deep legacy, pride and wisdom, courage and bravery, your lineage. Do you know who your people be?
The illustrations in the book are so beautiful by artist Ibe Ananabe. How do those pictures help tell the story?
When we were working on this book, it was really exciting because he really embodied that message, and he was able to bring, like, he has a young son, and he was able to, and it really shows in the illustrations, he was able to bring that book to life, and so every page just jumps out at you.
And what reaction are you getting from these readers?
You know, like, I'll start with the little boys, because it's really exciting to see little boys just rip open a book. As soon as they see this book, they see the cover and they know it's about them. And they can't wait to rush through the illustrations and look through it. And then with the adults, like, it's sort of hearing that message that we didn't get as children and young black boys didn't get as children. And so men are reading this book and having the same sort of visceral reaction that the boys are having, because it's a message that we all need it to hear, and so it's restored. Our humanity and our dignity and our kingdomness and all of the beautiful things that black boys possess is restored in this message.
Thanks so much for telling me about your book. Congratulations.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Thanks for having me.
Well, Canada got off to a winning start last night at the Four Nations Face-Off tournament in Montreal.
And the big win came with big help from Nova Scotia's 3 hockey superstars.
Marner to work. He's in. Marner! It's Marner in overtime!
Cole Harbour's Sidney Crosby assisted on the winning overtime goal from Mitch Marner to beat Sweden 4-3 in the tournament opener. In total, Crosby assisted on 3 of the goals, including the winner.
Both Nathan MacKinnon and Brad Marchand also scored in the game. Canada has now won 26 consecutive games in international competition with Crosby in the lineup. Canada's next game is against the U.S. on Saturday night.
Yeah, good to look from the inside, isn't it? Ryan's up next with his full weather forecast.
All right, let's get to your weather forecast now. Yep. And yeah, Thursday, sum it up. Messy? Is that the best way to put it?
Yeah, it sure has been. And Friday, cold and blustery.
Cold and blustery, a different kind of nastiness out there.
Misery.
One where you're going to want to just bundle up for sure, given that wind is going to be so biting. There's lots to get to, so we'll jump right into it. Let's update the warnings. So the freezing rain warnings have dropped for the southwest. That's an indication of where we have changed to rain for the Tri-County area, and those temperatures are starting to bump up. Now, raining in through central parts, but raining into sub-freezing temperatures, hence the freezing rain warning. That rain will freeze on impact when the temperatures are near and certainly below zero. You can see the winter storm warning continues for Cape Breton, and a lace wet wind warning continues as well. Note the temperatures: 5 at Bacaro, 2 Yarmouth and Westport. So once the rain is falling into these types of temperatures, no longer freezing. When it falls into this layer, it is still going to freeze on impact, still going to create that glaze. Still looking at ice pellets mixing in here for eastern areas and into Cape Breton. By the way, current winds, sustained 102 at Grand Etang. You can see sustained 48 at Halifax, gusting to 72, gusting to 126 at Grand Etang. Lac-Ouette winds could gust 150 to 160 overnight tonight, howling even for Lac-Ouette standards. There's the pink. This is the mixing starting to work its way into Cape Breton over the next hour or two. And we are looking at that freezing rain sliding up through central areas as we speak, and the change to rain now in through the southwest as this warm part sector comes in. We are looking at that wraparound cold air on the other side. Let's time the winds out. You can see the very gusty winds from the southeast. Overnight will shift to a west flow, and then into tomorrow morning, a west to northwest flow. And as we time out the Friday winds, you can see we're going to be gusting in the 60 to 70, even 80 kilometer per hour winds Friday afternoon. The winds are actually going to crank up a little bit, and at their peak Friday afternoon into Friday evening. And this is where, again, we're going to be looking at those biting winds throughout the day, even in through Inverness, back to 90 kilometer per hour winds with onshore flurries and blowing snow and squalls there, as you'll see with our timeline back to this evening. And you can see as temperatures bumping up, Halifax getting above the freezing mark, 9, 10 o'clock by the latest. May take a little bit longer up towards the airport in Truro and the North Shore. Certainly late evening towards the midnight hour into the early overnight. Even Cape Breton gets there. And then temperatures falling. And this is the key. So we're going to change over to rain. We're going to have that time where it'll be above the freezing mark, and then everything is going to freeze up just in time to hit the roads again on Friday morning. So watch for icy conditions early Friday, and then extended throughout the day, as we will again see those temperatures that are going to be below the freezing mark and falling a couple of degrees into the afternoon. And again, those onshore flurries and snow squalls will start to crank back up for Cape Breton, Inverness, Victoria counties, another 5 to 15 centimeters there tomorrow. Could see upwards of 20 to 25 in through the highlands. Those flurry chances for pretty much everybody with those gusty winds, but the best chances are going to be in those onshore winds. Wind chill values falling into the minus double digits and teens on Friday morning, and then steady there as we move throughout the day. It is going to be a biting day that you're not going to want to be out for too long. Now, Saturday, still looking at some gusty winds, especially in the morning. Talking about still some gusts in the 60 kilometer per hour range, 70, even 80 to up towards northern Cape Breton. So still going to be a biting day. Onshore flurries, by the way, continue for northern Inverness on Saturday as well. But it will at least be bright. And you can see as that storm departs out towards Newfoundland, we're going to see this area of high pressure moving into the afternoon, easing the winds. Next storm arrives on Sunday. Snow spreads in as early as mid to late morning for the south and west, but it really looks like it's going to take some time to spread in throughout the afternoon. And along this warm front, as it does push in Sunday evening, we're going to go from snow to ice pellets to freezing rain to rain again. Yes, rinse and repeat for Sundays into Sunday night. Waking up with showers and flurries on Monday. Temperatures will then fall, and we're back to the flurries on Tuesday. Quiet Wednesday. Hey, wouldn't that be something?
It would.
Okay, Ryan, thanks so
Ryan.
much.
Thank you.
Coming up, what lies beneath the detective work involved in the latest discovery of the SS Mont Blanc wreckage.
Welcome back. There are still no plans for the massive chunks of the SS Mont Blanc that were discovered last summer.
The ship is famous, of course, for its role in the Halifax explosion, and historians are urging the province to preserve these pieces of history. From the depths of Halifax Harbor, where history is quite literally littered, to the city's Maritime Museum of the Atlantic comes this hunk of metal. Irving shipbuilding workers found it deep in the muck when they were dredging the harbor. So what story does it tell? Well, that's the question the museum's curator of marine history / detective, Amber Laurie, wants to answer.
I always get a little bit emotional if you're always looking for, oh, maybe it's Mont Blanc, but you also have to ask yourself, well, what if it isn't? And if it isn't, what is it? And so that's part of the detective work.
Back in 1917, the SS Imo accidentally struck the SS Mont Blanc in Halifax Harbor. Munitions aboard the French ship ignited, the largest man-made pre-atomic explosion. More than 1,700 people killed, 9,000 injured. Pieces of the Mont Blanc were blown over an 8-kilometer range, but it's what still lies beneath that's intriguing historians.
It's 8 kilometers of the known pieces, so if you think of the downward pressure of the explosion and where that might have also flung some of the metal pieces is quite interesting. So that's what we can learn from this project, is just how far some of that might be. I can't imagine how heavy that piece is, and that's technically a small piece.
Yeah. There are already lots of small pieces of the Mont Blanc in the museum for comparison.
In the marine casting, when it's subjected to explosives and high heat, so you would see this twisting, this irregular twisting. This is not a natural endpoint for this metal, so it's irregular. And often you have sharp edges, you'll have the metal starting to twist over itself like you see here, and in some cases it's a lot more than just this one twist. So that is indicative that it has gone through some type of explosive event.
Each piece helping to fill in the story.
Yeah, so Mont Blanc was riveted, and in 1917, that's typically how ships are still built. You also have wooden ones that are still kind of, starting to enter, phasing out age of sail, for example.
And so now, with this recent discovery of the new pieces, the puzzle work of the last century continues. Could this be a piece of the SS Mont Blanc? The metal is the right kind.
But one of the biggest things that jumped out at us is this welding right in here. And welding is slow to take on in the shipbuilding industry. The invention is there in the later 1800s, but it's not widely used yet. You don't really start seeing the welding being applied to vessels from the 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s. It kind of depends on the shipyard because it's an expensive technology to put in place. So we see that here. So automatically we think, oh, well, this likely isn't Mont Blanc, it's something else.
What else? They're not sure. But there are other, even much larger pieces, the size of cars, that were dredged up, that are almost certainly from the Mont Blanc, with all kinds of the telltale signs. The pieces are being temporarily held by the Irvings. Amber Laurie has seen them and describes them as dramatic. Was it a feeling of history slapping you in the face? I mean, what was that feeling?
That's a good way to describe it. It's just kind of the magnitude of the event, because the pieces are so big. And yes, I understand that a lot of the smaller pieces, injured and killed people as well as, but I think standing next to the big one and just understanding the scale of them is something that, I will always think about.
Which is why Laurie and others would like to see some of the larger pieces put on display, because for all the stories told and the black and whites of that dramatic time, truly grasping the sheer scale of the disaster is still the goal, more than a century later. Well, should it matter to people who are interested in our history and our story, what happens to them?
I think the human element, the stories associated with disaster, is the important piece. I think seeing a car-sized piece is important so that they can also have the same feeling I did and just understand the magnitude of this event. And yeah, I look forward to seeing where that goes.
For now, the province says it's, quote, looking at its options for what to do with those pieces of history from deep in the harbor, so that, as historians believe, people can better understand a tragic story they say should be kept close to the surface. Tom Murphy, CBC News, Halifax.
Coming up, Liberal leadership hopefuls share their plans for dealing with the looming trade war with the U.S.
And some NATO members worry Washington is going against the alliance's long-standing approach to Russia's war on Ukraine. Welcome back. Trump tariff threats on Canada and a Liberal leadership race. The two issues erupted almost simultaneously.
And now that race to replace Justin Trudeau has Canadian-American relations at the forefront. Marina von Stackelberg reports.
In less than a month, Canada will have a new prime minister.
We need to build a lot of homes.
Others specific.
A plan to update our social safety net. We are going to go after American stakeholders who matter to the White House.
Former Finance Minister Chrystia Freeland doubling down on her aggressive plan to deal with Trump's planned tariffs on Canadian exports, including aluminum and steel.
I have proposed a 100% tariff on all Teslas. I am calling on all the countries that are affected by this tariff to join us.
Former Bank of Canada Governor Mark Carney has notably been thin on details with the policies he's proposing. That includes how he'll deal with Trump.
I'm careful in what I say about the current status of negotiations. You may have seen, I should say, that my focus has majored on what we should do here in Canada to strengthen our economy, irrespective of what the Americans take.
Carney's approach seems to be working.
We do see in polls that Carney is preferred over Chrystia Freeland as the Liberal leader.
In a recent online survey from Leger, Canadians were asked who they trust most to defend our country's interests against Trump. 22% of respondents chose Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre. 20% said Mark Carney. Only 6% picked Chrystia Freeland. That same Leger survey suggests under Freeland's leadership, the Liberals could see a decrease in public support. But with Carney at the helm, they could see a bump, one so significant the Liberals and Conservatives could be tied, when the Conservatives have enjoyed a significant lead in the polls for the last year and a half. Marina von Stackelberg, CBC News, Ottawa.
U.S. President Donald Trump has signed his plan to impose reciprocal tariffs on America's trading partners. The measure would slap duties on U.S. imports to match the tax rates that other countries charge. The White House says it will first look at countries with the biggest trade surpluses and highest tariff rates. Studies on the reciprocal tariff plan are set to be completed by April the 1st. There are fears Trump's tariff policy could spur higher inflation and suppress economic growth.
Ukraine's president is making it clear his country will not be left out of President Trump's plans to end the war there. His comments come a day after Trump launched that process with a surprise phone call to Russian President Vladimir Putin. The CBC's Chris Brown has more on the fallout.
It was a telephone call the whole world is talking about, gushed Russia's top news channels, casting it as a big win for Vladimir Putin that Donald Trump phoned him before Vladimir Zelensky, and even thanked Putin for wanting to end the war he started in the first place. The Russian leader's long-standing goal has been to make Ukraine a puppet state, so Trump's plan smelled of betrayal to many Ukrainians, leaving its president to put on a brave face. We as a sovereign country simply will not be able to accept any agreements without us, said Zelensky.
Had a great call.
Trump said Zelensky might not even be part of the talks at first, nor would the European countries that would guarantee Ukraine's security afterward.
Any deal behind our backs will not work. Any agreement will need also Ukraine and Europe being part of it, and this is clear that appeasement also always fails.
In Brussels for a NATO meeting, the U.S. Defense Secretary insisted no one is being cut out.
There is no betrayal there. There is a recognition that the whole world and the United States is invested and interested in peace.
This Ukrainian MP says it's unclear what leverage Trump plans to use against Putin to push back.
He put it in very abstract terms, which to me signifies that he doesn't have yet clear picture of a peace plan or what should be done.
But after 3 years of continual war, Ukrainians are exhausted. This wounded infantryman spoke to our CBC producer. I have a lot of friends in captivity, he said. When all the guys come back home, then it will be a victory for me. Chris Brown, CBC News, London.
At least 28 people have been injured after a car plowed into a crowd in Munich. German authorities believe it was a deliberate attack. Some of those injured are in life-threatening condition. It happened during a labor union demonstration and comes mere hours before world leaders were set to arrive for the Munich Security Conference. Authorities say the suspect, a 24-year-old Afghan asylum seeker, was arrested at the scene. He was known to police for past theft and drug offenses.
Fears are brewing in Canada's craft beer industry over President Trump's aluminum tariff threat. While 90% of the beer consumed in Canada is brewed domestically, most of the cans are imported from the U.S. And as Sarah Levitt reports, it's creating worry for beer makers on both sides of the border.
At this Toronto microbrewery, tariff talk is stressful.
Great Lakes is just one of 1,200 small independent craft breweries operating all throughout Canada, and we're already struggling.
Struggling after COVID impacts, inflation, and now another threat. Potential tariffs on a material essential to their business, aluminum cans.
Well, Sarah, I can't actually swear on camera.
More than half of U.S. aluminum imports come from Canada, primarily Quebec, but the cans themselves are made in the United States. Prices on cans of food, carbonated drinks, and beer could go up.
So it's really going to be hard to absorb without passing anything along to the consumer at the cash register.
Great Lakes Brewery buys its cans for an average of 14 cents each. Now, individually, that might not seem like a lot, but last year they bought 6 million cans, and that cost $840,000. With a 25% tariff, it will cost them more than $1 million.
If this goes on for any length of time, we will be paying significantly more for something that's at the core of what we make and sell.
The worries aren't just north of the border.
It's going to directly affect us, our relationship with our Canadian suppliers.
This Chicago microbrewer says things will be rough for them, too.
You know, we're a small business. We can't just absorb that. It's not really built into our financials, and it's just kind of the way it is for us smaller guys.
Now, these brewers say it's a wait-and-see game. Will the tariffs come into effect, and at what rate? In the meantime, many are getting their cans as fast as they can. Sarah Levitt, CBC News, Montreal.
It seems as though just about everything costs more at the checkout these days, and eggs are no exception. They're currently in short supply because of avian flu outbreaks in some countries. But in North America, it's a different story, depending on which side of the border the eggs are being sold. Natalia Weichsel reports.
You might have noticed that egg prices in the U.S. have skyrocketed, and some people have even taken to social media to express their frustration. Now, much of this is because of an avian flu outbreak, but here in Canada, egg prices have remained pretty stable. So why is that, and should Canadians be worried about an egg crisis? Well, there's actually a few things we have to take into consideration, like the way Canada manages its avian flu outbreaks in the first place. And this all starts right on the poultry farms with the egg producers themselves.
We need to change our clothes, our boots. When we come in our barn, we need to be very secure to not have contamination from outside to inside. It's the most dangerous problem that we can have in our barn, in our production, and we need to be very careful.
And if an outbreak were to happen, Canada tracks it very closely.
There is aggressive monitoring and reporting and communication and responses towards avian influenza when it affects the poultry farms. We have ongoing data as to which provinces are affected, the number of farms that are affected, the number of poultry that are affected.
Also, our farms are much smaller than those in the U.S. In Canada, the average size of a poultry farm is about 25,000 birds. In the U.S., the average size of an industrial-grade poultry farm can be anywhere between 6 to 8 million hens.
And as soon as one bird on that farm gets avian influenza, contracts the disease, every single bird on that farm has to be euthanized immediately. And they have euthanized in the U.S. about 150 million birds since 2022.
So outbreaks are just easier to manage. And finally, Canada also has a resilient supply management system that helps stabilize the prices of eggs.
If we do run into any issues in Canada, we can have eggs that are shipped in from other parts of the country in order to satisfy any shortfalls that a province might have.
So does this mean that Canadian egg prices are immune to any fluctuations? Well, if we look at Statistics Canada data, the average retail price for a dozen eggs went up by 11 cents between July to November of 2024. But it turns out that this isn't because of bird flu. It's because of input costs.
Input costs are factored through the entire supply chain. So by input costs, I mean things like fertilizer, electricity, diesel for farm machinery.
And these input costs have gone up tremendously over the last few years. And that increase then gets absorbed into the overall cost of our food. Natalia Vaiksel, CBC News, Montreal.
Anxiety over asbestos appears to be growing on PEI. Asbestos can lurk in materials like insulation around pipes and boilers and in attics and between walls. And exposure can cause serious health implications, including cancer. The CBC's Cody McKay has more on how we live with asbestos and why there's so much of it.
Let's talk about asbestos and how we live with it, because it's becoming more of a problem to deal with on PEI. Experts say it's harmless if left alone, but the number of permits to remove asbestos has more than doubled in recent years.
Basically, since COVID. I don't know what it was about. Maybe it was because people were breathing, like they were worried about what they were breathing in.
Doyon's crew used to do about 60 jobs per year, and now it's as high as 150. That's homes, schools, businesses, government buildings, asbestos taken out by the truckload. So, why is there so much asbestos in our buildings? During the Second World War, the country needed easy, cheap building materials, so asbestos had its moment. From then on, as PEI's Workers' Compensation Board explains, it was everywhere. It was in everything, from drywall to duct tape, shingles, siding, pipes, plaster, until the health risks became obvious and governments started to ban it close to the end of the century. Okay, so why is it a problem now? Well, Fiona is one piece of the puzzle. It stirred up a lot of asbestos in old homes and buildings, which took years for companies to catch up on. Another part is that people are retrofitting their homes with green energy products like heat pumps.
A lot of people don't know, when they do renovations, and sometimes it's too late.
There are only a few companies that actually do that work on PEI because you need special training to do that. So demand is high, the workforce is tiny, and permits are piling up.
We have seen the increase, and whether it increases again, who knows, but we're just hopeful that if there is a spike in more permits, that everyone understands the process and they do actually submit their permits.
Rules to remove asbestos on PEI are fairly strict, so it's less about how safe it is and more about how few people there are who actually do the work. It used to be the big business on PEI was putting asbestos in these buildings. Now, the big booming business is getting rid of it.
There's quite a lot of it, and I'm hoping to get my retirement out of it.
Experts say with more retrofits and major storms that people need to be more aware of what's in their homes and to always test before doing renovations. Cody McKay, CBC News, Charlottetown.
World records are often about reaching new heights, but a Canadian duo is setting them by descending to new depths.
Sierra Anoski is a model and Steve Haining a photographer. Their record-breaking shoots have been underwater, way underwater. The CBC's Robin Miller has that story.
An underwater adventure taken to the limit. The results, haunting.
It was really fun. We went down to Florida where the waters are much warmer than here in Canada, which was a big upgrade from our previous shoots. And we dove down to 163 feet to do a photo shoot for 15 minutes at depth.
163 feet, or nearly 50 meters. The stunt took the Guinness World Record for deepest underwater model photo shoot, an honor photographer Steve Haining has received twice before.
To be honest, the record is the biggest excuse for me to do cool stuff with my friends. It doesn't matter at the end of the day. It's nice, it's cool to have it and be able to talk about it.
The first record was back in June 2021, a diving loophole around COVID lockdowns. The second shot in September 2023, both in Tobermory. When another diver from Quebec stole the record just 3 months later, Antoski says her competitive edge took over. The training began, both mental and physical.
My breath holds up to 3 minutes, but that's more for my comfort. I was asking for air every 45 seconds because the biggest part is to be psychologically okay, because I am okay. I had all of these safety divers for every emergency possible.
Wearing 16 pounds of weight to keep her down, the enchanting images were captured.
Sierra sent me like a dozen outfits. It was like, what about this? What about this? And I kind of picked the one that looked like the first shoot her and I did together. Because to me, like this second shot feels like it's a continuation of that story.
This shoot even included sharks, not caught on camera.
The rest of the team were really excited that there were sharks, and man, what if it got in the photo? And I'm like, I don't know how, like, I can't see anything.
When asked if they would ever try to shoot even deeper, the pair say, yeah, it could happen, but don't hold your breath. Robin Miller, CBC News, Gatineau.
Strength in technology, base metals and telecom stocks helped lift Canada's main stock index today, while U.S. markets also rose. Here's a look at the numbers as we head to break.
Whether you're just waking up or you're on your way to work, we're here bringing you compelling stories from across the province.
and keeping you up to date with the latest in news, weather, sports, and traffic.
I'm Portia Clark.
And I'm Matt Brand.
Join us for Information Morning for the Mainland, weekdays on CBC Radio.
All right, well, we knew to expect a little bit of everything today, and it's damp out there.
Yeah, temperature's bumping up a little, too.
Yeah, that's right, but slowly bumping up. So, yeah, we're bumped up in the southwest, and as of early this evening, starting to creep up to the freezing mark for most of central, but not quite there. The northeast will take longer through the later evening into the overnight. First and foremost, our viewer picture, and you know, there's just some days where the inbox is flooded. This was one of them, and this is one of many pictures from Lime Hill.
I think I know why.
Yeah, a nice winter today for sure.
The sunrise this morning was spectacular. Yeah. Red sky in the morning, right? Rudolph, thank you so much for sharing this. Ryan's picks at cbc.ca. Keep them coming. And yeah, thanks to everybody for sharing this morning. You can see freezing rain warnings continue as of just before 7 o'clock here across most of mainland Nova Scotia. And you can see winter storm warnings continue in through Cape Breton, the lace of wet winds. And there's the radar, which shows that icy mess tracking into central. Note the green and through the south and west. That's the change to rain, which will, again, as those temperatures bump up, continue to work its way to the north and east. And you see that timeline here. You can see over the next couple of hours, it will creep up. It will take some time, though, another couple of hours here for Metro and into the northeast. It will take, as I said, closer to midnight, even to the early morning. And then even by 2 a.m., the temperature's starting to fall again. Digby County towards the western areas of the valley, and then we'll all slide below freezing. Watch for icy conditions Friday morning due to everything freezing up again. And certainly that's going to be the case into Friday afternoon and Friday evening. Boy, it's really going to be chilly tomorrow. We're going to be looking at temperature wind chill values into the minus double digits and teens throughout the day.
Okay, Thanks, Ryan. Well, it's always good to stop and smell the flowers, but a florist in Paris wants you to take it a step further.
C'est bon, je vais le montrer. Hein. Donc c'est ça. Légèrement piquant, mais pas trop agressif.
Yes, her shop sells edible flower bouquets. The shop works with local producers in the country and avoids imported flowers. The florist says France has about 150 species of edible flowers.
Notably absent from her menu, red roses, a traditional Valentine's Day offering. Instead, she recommends carnations because they almost look like roses.
Tasty
too, I'm sure. What they taste like.
Yeah, that's it for us tonight. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.
Good night.
Good night.